chapter clicked in to College Volleyball Weekly on Viral Volley Media. Now here's your host, Rob on mic.
All right, good day, everyone. On screen with me, the commissioner of the MPSF, Foti Mellis. Thanks for joining me tonight, Foti.
Yeah, welcome to be here. Thanks for inviting me, Rob.
It's an exciting time in beach volleyball history when it comes to the college game, particularly for the MPSF, because 2025 is the MPSF is the home conference of pretty much all the national championships since the inception of beach volleyball becoming a NCAA championship. What are your thoughts on having this opportunity in history to be that host conference?
Well, we're very excited to start beach volleyball in the MPSF, and certainly as a result of the Pac-12 folding and teams breaking off into different conferences, we had a number of schools that needed a place to play, and that's what the MPSF was designed for. And so adding USC, UCLA, Cal, Stanford, Washington, Oregon, and Grand Canyon, it was a natural fit. And just naming those names bring a smile to my face. I mean, what an incredible conference that's going to be, and the competition is going to be tough. But we're super excited about year one and hosting the sport.
Now, you alluded to it in your previous response, but was the MPSF the natural place for these teams to go to for beach volleyball? And how do you feel the addition of beach volleyball will impact the MPSF conference?
Yeah, I think it is a natural place. All those schools, quite honestly, are a member of the MPSF in another sport. So we have 15 sports in the conference, and so it wasn't something new for those schools. They're very familiar with us. Stanford's in our conference in 7 different sports, Cal in 5, USC and UCLA 4 each. So we're a common spot for those schools, and it made sense, continuing to be on the West Coast and basically continuing the Pac-12. Obviously, 3 other schools went to the Big 12, and the Big 12 has started beach volleyball. But for the majority of the Pac-12 schools and former Pac-12 schools and Grand Canyon, it made a lot of sense. So again, the addition of it and the impact, we're already getting a lot of high praise and a lot of eyeballs, and people are excited about the season. It's going to be something where I think as we grow over the years, the conference is going to become that much better. We've got a streaming and television deal with the Big Ten Network, who was really excited about bringing beach volleyball to their fans and viewers of women's indoor volleyball for the first time. So right off the bat, it's gotten a lot of attention. And you mentioned, USC winning 6 of the 8 national championships, the last 4 in a row, UCLA owning the other 2. So all 8 NCAA champion winners are in our conference. And that fits us too, not to brag too much, but conference that's won 112 national championships. We're the only mid-major with over 100. We're knocking on the door of number 4, right behind the Big 12. We've won every single national championship in both men's and women's water polo. We've won the last, I think, 8 now in men's gymnastics. So we're this little powerhouse conference that, they fit right in. And along with men's volleyball, who's won 18 of those championships themselves, it's again, the perfect place for them to be.
A lot of hardware in the MPSF across the board there, Foti.
Yeah. We have to pinch ourselves because we have good years.
Yep.
I can't take credit for any of that, though. I'm just here to help put on the championships and make sure these teams have a great place to compete and play and earn their way into the NCAAs.
Well, that actually is a great segue into my next question here, because along with being the host conferences of these teams that are potential national champions or going to the NCAA tournament, the MPSF will be hosting the first ever MPSF Beach Volleyball Championship in Huntington Beach in April. Can you share the details of this event and what you should expect to see?
Yeah, so we're excited to be at Huntington Beach. we're partnering with the Spiker Beach Volleyball Club, and we're going to be using their courts down there in Huntington. Dates are April 23rd to 25th. It's free, so come out and watch and enjoy the incredible competition. Out of these 7 schools, 5 of them last year were in the NCAA tournament. So you're going to be seeing high-level beach volleyball, for some future Olympians for sure. So again, it's going to be a lot of fun. We will have both every single game will be on live on the Big Ten Plus or the network itself on the last day, and also Volleyball World will be there producing a stream for all their international audiences for every single game as well. So a lot of exposure, a lot of fun. Excited about putting this on in the first year.
Which is incredible marketing worldwide. I know that there's a select few that watch VBTV in the States, but worldwide it is watched frequently. So if you're stream surfing or channel surfing and you come across Collegiate Beach Volleyball, it's such a great way to market what's going on in the United States and potentially bring other athletes from abroad to play in the United States.
Yeah, it'll be fun for those fans to see maybe for the first time beach volleyball, and especially a great way to promote our institutions and give them a lot of exposure. And why not? Again, they're the best in the country, and they're going to attract the best talent, whether it's from the U.S. or abroad. But it gives everybody an opportunity to watch.
Oh, without a doubt. Now, there's a high probability that, particularly in 2025, that another beach national championship could be with one of those MPSF teams. Notice I'm not naming any favorites, people. So all you haters out there, if this should occur, how do you feel like it'll impact MPSF beach volleyball, being that it's the inaugural season and the future of the quality of the teams competing in the MPSF?
Well, we know there's incredible talent around the country, and again, we've been fortunate and with USC and UCLA to dominate early on in this world of beach volleyball and NCAA is great. For the MPSF, we would love to have our first year also be able to crown an NCAA champion. So we're certainly hoping for that, and we'll be pulling for our teams. But again, there's some pretty good teams out there. They're going to give a challenge to the MPSF schools. But
Yeah.
but we'll try to get as many of them in, and once you get there and you get onto the court and in the sand, it's you never know, right? You got to play the game.
Got to play it out, especially with that format. It's so exciting to watch if you haven't been there. Going through waves of flights,
Yep.
just could be tied 1-1, 2-2, and they come down to one last pair. It's the number 1 court, their top pair, and going to a third set, extended tiebreak. It's insane.
It is. It is. But that's what makes sports so great. It makes a sport like beach volleyball so much fun to watch, and it's there's nothing better than collegiate sports in my mind.
Oh, it's so exciting. And as we were preparing to have our discussion, there was some breaking news today, and I think it left the beach volleyball world in shock and awe. So rather than have me explain it, I'd rather have you explain it since it's your conference and it is super exciting.
Yeah, well, we're excited to announce today that in next season, the 25-26 year, we'll be adding 4 new teams to the conference. So we'll be adding Florida State, LSU, South Carolina, and Texas to the MPSF, growing our field from 7 to 11. So that was the announcement we made this morning. We were contacted by those schools collectively in the fall with a strong interest in joining the MPSF, and so we worked through all the details, and I can say that everybody's excited about what this is going to look like. If the MPSF wasn't tough enough as it is right now, just wait till next year. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a gauntlet of competition. You said 11 teams, and 9 of the 11 will most likely be vying for a spot in the NCAA championships. And let's be real, everyone's getting good in the MPSF. It's going to be a dogfight the entire conference season.
It will be. And when we talked about this with the current MPSF coaches, they were all excited. Nobody wants to back away from competition, which I appreciate about the coaches that we have in our conference. They said, bring them on. It's going to help in so many ways. It'll help with the strength of the conference. it'll help with the exposure of not only the conference, but beach volleyball, the exposure for their institution and their team. Recruiting, we're already talking about and you mentioned earlier, Rob, about recruiting some of the top players in the country. Well, again, when you're playing one of the top teams every single week, why wouldn't you want to be in the MPSF as a recruit? The exposure that we're going to be continuing to get through the Big Ten network. It's going to be, they're going to be battle tested. Our MPSF Championship is going to be just as tough as the NCAA's. I think the coaches will appreciate how tough that is and their preparation going into the NCAA's the following week. And like you said, we have at least 9 teams, if not all of them, vying for a position in a spot in one of those at-large berths for in addition to the AQ that we get for the NCAA tournament. And to be honest, I can say we would expect to have half the field of the 16 every year coming out of the MPSF. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Well, that's excellent news, Foti, and it's be an exciting time for the MPSF here in 2025 and 2026, and it's some amazing things happening. So, Foti Mellis, the Commissioner of the MPSF, I appreciate your time today and all the conversations we've had, because we know this is a second conversation with a different discipline, but you know what? Volleyball is growing at an exponential rate. That's both men's, women's, and beach as well. So, Foti, I look forward to seeing you soon. And again, thank you for this evening.
Thank you, Rob. Really enjoyed it.
Thanks for listening to College Volleyball Weekly. Be sure to follow Rob Aspero at The Rob on the Mic on Instagram and at Rob on the Mic on Twitter.